Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Frazier, and this is EA Sports Game Changers.
Today, the Seattle Seahawks will never forget their Super Bowl 48 victory. But 5 days before they faced the Broncos, Seahawk players had to face this guy. Meet the 11-year-old reporter. He's the one who asked Richard Sherman the question no one else would. And we were there. Then, the world has been waiting. Now, World Cup fever is here. We circle the globe in search of soccer's most loyal and loudest fans. Plus, you won't believe how football has changed these people's lives. We have the real stories. Plus, the bravest of the brave. Meet the man willing to risk his life to save surfers from deadly waves. Game Changers is on.
Welcome to EA Sports Game Changers. I'm Kevin Frazier. This year, more than 100 million people watched the Super Bowl, but only one person in the entire world got to deliver the game ball to the 50-yard line at the start of the game. Now, if you think this little 11-year-old guy was nervous, then you need to think again, because he had a secret weapon. Our very own Allie LaForce giving him tips on all things Super Bowl.
In the shadow of the Big Apple, just 5 days before Super Bowl 48, New Jersey played witness to one of the intense spectacles in all of sports. This is Super Bowl Media Day, where thousands of reporters from around the world come to cover the most watched sporting event on Earth. Media Day is loud, it's crowded, and it's competitive, with the biggest reporters asking the truly hard-hitting questions.
Take you to grow your beard?
Let's see. Let's say the middle of August.
What's your favorite animal?
I don't know. What's your favorite animal?
Zebra.
I'm gonna have to go with zebra then.
Nice.
My favorite animal? Sea turtle.
You know what I want when I'm older?
What?
I want some penguins. I'm gonna have penguins. That's my goal. Pet penguins, all right?
Thank you for your time.
You bet, buddy.
Have a nice day.
Well, he may not be a tough seasoned reporter, but he sure is polite. Meet 9-year-old Thomas Brown. He's the youngest reporter in the whole arena.
You are the NFL Play 60 Super Kid. How does it feel? What is this excitement like for you?
Yeah, I think it's very awesome.
How did you get to be the NFL Super Kid?
Well, I had to answer 3 questions. Who is your favorite player? How do you think your favorite team, eats right? And how you should eat right.
And what were your 3 answers?
I wrote that Troy Polamalu is my favorite player. The Steelers, I think that they eat right by eating fruits, vegetables, and non-artificial things.
And how do you eat right?
Fruits, vegetables, non-artificial things.
As the NFL Play 60 Super Kid, Thomas has the honor of running out the game ball to the ref in front of millions of people on Super Bowl Sunday. Today's game plan is for Thomas to do my job.
But I do have a pointer for you. Are you up for some suggestions?
Yeah.
See, when you're a reporter, you have to use everything to your advantage, so that means height, too. You can wiggle in there. That's a big-time advantage, because the reporter that's closest gets to ask the question first. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to be great. You're going to knock this one out.
Mr. Thomas, I'm running the game ball out to the ref. Do you have any advice for me?
When you go out and you get a game ball to the ref, do the Mile High salute.
Okay. Hello, Coach Fox. I'm Thomas Brown, and I get to run the game ball out to the ref. And how fast should I go?
Well, just as fast as you need to go to be safe. We don't want you getting hurt or taking a face plant. So just be under control, all right, but be efficient.
Thank you, Coach Fox. We
Thank
wish you
Thomas.
good health.
All right, thank you, buddy.
First of all, just make sure you secure the handoff. Look it in. Make sure he gets the ball in both hands. Don't let go until he takes it. Okay.
Okay.
No fumbles. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's see it. There you go. Awesome.
I'm Thomas Brown, and I'm the NFL Play 60 Super Kid.
Okay, Super Kid.
And I get to walk the game ball out to the ref. And I'm wondering if you have any advice for me.
watch your feet. Don't be nervous, just relax, keep watching your feet, and if you slip and you fall, just roll like it was part of it, and then stand up like, oh man, I meant to do that. We good?
Thank you.
Anytime.
So after getting a few professional tips, it was time for Thomas to put his play into action on game day. There was no doubt he would handle it like a pro. Handing off the game ball was a dream come true for Thomas, and one day he hopes to run onto the field as an NFL player, but he'll always have another career to fall back on.
Hello, I'm Thomas Brown. I'm the Super Kid, and you're watching Game Changers.
For more NFL content, visit NFLRush.com.
Coming up, they're loud, loyal, and on their way to Brazil. World Cup fever like you've never seen it before. And you won't believe how football has changed these people's lives. Plus, a spectacular ride can go wrong in an instant. We are side by side with the best of the best in Surf Rescue.
Welcome back. Here's a question for you. What sport has the loudest fans? If you guess soccer, I think you're right. I mean, think about this. Soccer fans aren't just loud, they're dedicated. And when it's World Cup time, forget about it. Countries literally shut down to root their teams on to victory. Whether you call it soccer,
USA, USA,
or football,
Mexico, Mexico,
fans around the world are ready for the madness of the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. At its simplest, the World Cup is 32 nations battling for soccer supremacy in a round-robin tournament. But it's much bigger than that. Even more than the Olympics, a winning cup team can bring an entire country together and create huge international rivalries. The World Cup, which started back in 1930, is now televised literally everywhere in the world, even Antarctica. It's estimated the last Cup had more than 3 billion TV viewers, and this year's version will be even bigger.
The World Cup's a massive event. It's the single biggest sporting event on the planet. So it really needs a great game to really kind of capture that and, like I say, do it justice.
So the video game makers at EA have kicked it up a notch for the 2014 World Cup Brazil. First, they've made the on-field action more lifelike. The kicks, the headers, and the goals now look a lot like the real thing. But some of the biggest upgrades are the attention to detail off the field.
It's a celebration of culture as much as football. So we've captured that by having the fans in the stadium. So you'll see the fans react close up. You'll see them all dressed out in headgear and face paint, really capture that carnival atmosphere. And then on top of that, we've also captured the atmosphere within the stadiums in terms of the celebration, so fireworks, confetti. It really is a huge part of the World Cup. So it was a big focus for us to capture that spirit of the tournament.
But EA didn't want to use generic crowd shots and generic crowd noise, so their technicians actually traveled, placing microphones and cameras at stadiums to record the sights and sounds. These are the loyal fans of Team England. Known by their traditional red cross on a white background, the English won the Cup back in 1966, and their crowds are among the loudest in all of Europe.
How would I describe England's football style? Passion, with a tinge of heart.
England's fans sound a little different than, say, Germany. The Germans have won the World Cup title 3 times, and they're among the favorites again this year.
When I think about Germany at the World Cup is that they're going all the way to the final, of course.
And then there's the Americans. While the U.S. national team is still a long shot to win the Cup, don't tell that to their most passionate fans, known as the Outlaws.
It only happens once every 4 years, and the United States is due to win that cup.
You'll find the fans for the English, the Germans, and the Americans in the video game, as well as 200 other countries.
One of the wonderful things about the World Cup is the atmosphere. At the end of the day, it's a football tournament. There's no special rules or anything, but what makes the World Cup the premier sporting event in the world is really the atmosphere it creates.
It may seem like a lot of effort for a video game, but this is for the World Cup after all, and the World Cup is special.
What makes the World Cup so special for me is the way it draws everybody together.
We got passion!
Coming up, football stories that have changed people's lives. And big waves in Hawaii can mean big danger in the water, even for the best surfers on Earth.
Welcome back. This year, the NFL asked fans all over the world to describe how football has changed their lives. From the funny to the heartbreaking, every single story had one thing in common: an absolute love for the game.
How you doing, all right?
A little bit sore. A little sore? Yeah. Well, they were big, man. They were big and they were mean. Yes, they were.
The dedication toward football led both of my boys down a path of commitment. And part of that was 2-3 hours a day doing these drills. I was just asked to come along for the ride.
Not bad for a beaten up football player.
And as a parent, I was like, you're kidding me. This is awesome.
Doubles in, doubles out, all the way down.
I have a 14 and a 17-year-old that actually want to spend time with their father.
That's it.
There isn't a time, if I'm asked to go, that I don't go now.
Tristan wanted to work out, and Gary didn't want to say no. Gary's walking all over. He's not even supposed to be out of bed. He's got a catheter in. Oh, Gary. Gary is an encourager. If you look up that word, it means to pour courage into someone else.
Push up, push up. Lock it, lock it, lock it, lock it. Beautiful.
And that's what he does. Gary pours courage into anyone that touches his life.
I also have cancer.
There's nothing like a little cancer to put your life in perspective. I've changed my work situation so I can be home at night, so we could all be together, because it's all about creating memories.
Friday to me is one of the biggest family events that we have. My younger son generally joins me, helping me film. Tristan is a defensive lineman.
Come on, Tristan. Tear it up.
It's great to know that he's up there watching. I'm really happy that he's been with me through everything. I couldn't have done it without him.
When it gets tough like this, it shows what you're made of as a man.
My boys have handled everything with such poise. They're such men. We don't have boys, we have men.
Well, you realize that life is fragile. You could be here one day and gone the next, so it really helps you to appreciate what you have and being with your family.
I love football because it's given me the ability as a dad to watch my boys develop into men. The man that's leaving high school football field, a 14-year-old coming up behind him, they'll be able to handle anything that's thrown at them. When they leave my life and go on their own,
just take one step at a time, man. One day at a time. Keep it going.
For more NFL content, visit NFLRush.com.
Coming up, find out what it takes to save a surfer from this. The incredible rescue plan to save a surfer in trouble.
Heroes come in all shapes and sizes, all colors and creeds, and real heroes are as brave as they come. They are willing to do whatever it takes to help. In Hawaii, you don't have to look too far to find a true selfless hero. His name is Brian, and his life is the ocean.
It's the ultimate experience in sports, big wave surfing. It's a spectacular convergence of man and Mother Nature that can turn catastrophic in an instant. When being pounded 50 feet below the surface, a surfer has less than 20 seconds to resurface before another wave comes crashing down. So what happens when a surfer gets pounded by an angry ocean? If he's lucky, surf rescue pioneer Brian Kealana will be on the beach.
The beast will eat you up. The ocean's not a swimming pool. There's a lot of dangers that is out there. But having the right knowledge, having the right ability, having the right technology, all those kind of things, it will help those people out.
For years, Brian has been known in the surf world for being a hero. But Brian can't be everywhere, every time. That's why today, on the North Shore of Oahu, Brian is training some of the elite surfers in the world about risk management and ocean safety.
What we're gonna do is each ski gonna tow one of the inflatables, and we're just gonna pile guys up on top. And then we're gonna break up into groups, and each ski gonna do kind of individual module training and stuff, whether it's a high-speed pickup or unconscious pickup. If you learn the process of managing risk to achieve safety, then you have a better chance of survival.
For Brian, surfing is in his blood. He was born and raised right here in Makaha. And it's on this very beach, in these very waters, where this legendary surfer first got on a board. Since then, he became a pro surfer, lifeguard, and movie stunt coordinator. But it's the role of safety instructor that he's most proud and passionate about.
It's the guys that lay their lives down of really what we're trying to do to honor those guys and give the respect to those guys that are not here.
Guys like Brian's longtime friend, Mark Fu, who died in 1994 when a treacherous wave claimed his life.
The first time when Mark Fu passed away at Mavericks, I was supposed to fly over with Mark, on that flight. When Mark went down, it was just, you can't blame the people who were there. All you can blame is the process.
So Brian turned tragedy into triumph, and now he is dedicated to teaching surfers how to come together to save each other.
Trying to time the shore break with all of us guys running up with this guy. So when the nightmare happens, you guys got to be ready, but you got to be coordinated with everybody else.
I wonder if you can just share with us maybe one thing that you can take away from today that you might have learned or gotten better at that really made today worth it for you.
One thing I learned is just like kind of coming together with everyone who's in the water and just helping out with what's going on at the moment. I think it's something in the past that kind of hasn't been done, and so that's like one of the main things I've learned, just stopping what you're doing and worrying about what's happening to the person on the inside.
It's about watching out for one another and kind of self-policing the lineup for the surfers, because the first responders, the lifeguards, the Hawaiian Water Patrol, a lot of the times aren't out there, on any given day at certain spots, and we want to try and take it upon ourselves to, keep our sport a little safer and watch out for our fellow, surfers.
If my boy or my girl paddles out because they love surfing giant surf like me, I don't know where they get that from, but they'll at least, I feel, a lot more on a comfort level, because I know they can handle themselves, but again, you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. When in doubt, don't go out, you should have eons of educational knowledge so you can make educated decisions out in the surf.
Thank you for being there for us, Uncle. All of us in the surfing community really appreciate it.
I surf with my friends and my brothers all the time, and we were all the other day when a friend of ours passed away.
Thanks for watching, and remember, no matter where you live, whether it's on or off the field, you can be a game changer.